Oh, how you doing? Right, it's not often you see me dressed up like this, look. Anyway, what we're doing today is we're going to see where my first year's revenue I make off of YouTube is going to. Now, this is a subject very close to my heart, and the charity that I'm giving it to is Mind Charity. It's a mental health charity. It helps thousands and thousands of people up and down the country that are battling with poor mental health. Now, big disclaimer, I suffer from poor mental health, which no doubt quite a few of you do, or at least you know people that suffer from poor mental health. And I'm trying to break a stigma in my channel and just let people know that it's okay to have poor mental health. Okay, you're not unusual. It's not something to be thought badly of nowadays. Lots of people have got it. It's how you deal with it that matters. Now we're going to go and have a chat with some ladies at Mind and find out what the charity is all about, and also to find out how my funds, my money that I'm earning through YouTube in this first year are going to be put to use. Anyway, it's a rotten old day. It's rattling down with rain. Big cloud come over earlier on and it looked like it had gone to night time again. Anyway, never mind, eh? See you in a bit. Right, this is the interview I was talking about. So we're at Mind, the Mind Thurrock and Brentwood Centre in Grays, in Bridge Road, right?
Yeah.
In Bridge Road, which is quite close to where I live. And just had a nice conversation, just sort of introducing ourselves. We had a young lady called Ellie, who's really nice, and Donna, the fundraising lady. So we've had a good old conversation, but I'll let this lady introduce herself and tell you what Mind does, how you can use its services, where my funds are going to for this first year of my YouTube channel. So, over to you.
Thank you. So, my name's Michaela. I'm the Head of Services here at Thurrock and Brentwood Mind, and I'm one of the senior managers. We've got 4 senior managers, so we have a chief exec and a deputy chief exec, and then another lady that does our crisis services lead, so she's very much involved in our crisis services, and I'm probably a bit of everything else in terms of some of the charity back office services and some of the wellbeing activities. So that's my role. At Thurrock and Brentwood Mind, we are affiliated to the National Mind organisation. People see the name Mind and they think it's just one big charity, but there's about 120, 125 local minds, which is, if you're going to access Mind services, chances are you're accessing them from a local Mind. And each local Mind will be different. Their services will depend on the needs of the local area. We cover Thurrock and Brentwood area, and our services in Thurrock are different to the services in Brentwood. Some are the same, some are similar, but you know, they're 2 different areas, and our services are there to meet the needs of the local area. Access into our local services, it can depend. It depends what service you want. So if you're looking for counselling, we're happy to take self-referrals. We work really closely with our NHS partner here, so sometimes they might pick up the counselling, other times it's us. So we've got some specialist bereavement counselling, for example. So someone that's looking for bereavement counselling will come via us, and we'll have bereavement counselling. If it's sometimes a bit more general, we do general, but the NHS might do general as well. So it will just depend, and whoever we're working closely with them, so it's about who can see someone the soonest at the times that are convenient. So we make sure that people are getting access to counsellors when they need it. We have wellbeing activities here, so that might be a group that does variety of activities. That might be a quiz one week, it might be arts and crafts another week. And partly we also have part of that is we do a gardening project, so obviously the focus around is gardening. And they do different activities either outside in like an allotment area, or today obviously the weather's not great today, but we're coming up to Christmas, so they've made Christmas wreaths today. So it's involving arts and crafts, but it's all around gardening. We also have a lot of crisis support, so for people that are in crisis, someone that needs that support. If someone is in crisis, I would say to someone, ring 111 option 2. That's the quickest way to get support with your mental health. You get through to sort of a telephone as if you was to phone 999, 111 option 2. It'll get you that emergency support you need for mental health. They will triage you in terms of the support you need, but you might then come through to our crisis team. Again, we're working closely with the NHS, and our crisis team can then work with you for a couple of weeks to see you over that initial crisis support. We have access to the crisis house, we have access to mental health recovery workers out in the community. So it might be that once you've been through crisis, you're then sort of starting to use another area of our work or one of our other local partners. There's a whole team around admission prevention and early discharge. So you know, it could be that you've been in crisis and then you're referred to that team and you work with them for a little bit longer. And gradually we're looking at step down, and then you might come through to our wellbeing activities. And then after wellbeing activities, it might be that you're then gradually moved on to be less dependent on our services, and you're accessing some peer support. So that's accessing it through a volunteer that's been through their own mental health journey. They've come out the other side and they're giving something back, and they're supporting people out in there in the community. And gradually we're supporting people to come right the way through. People can always come back. We recognise it's not, we're going to see you through and you're going to 6 months off you go. You know, sometimes people go back, and it's like, people can self-refer. Well, just because you've had counselling with us at one point doesn't stop you then accessing counselling again, 3 months down into the future. So, there's a whole range of services that people can access. We have also, if you're looking after someone that has a mental health condition, it can be really draining on you and really draining on your mental health as well as a carer. And we deliver the Thurrock carer service. So, a big tranche of that is about making sure carers and their mental health is looked after as well. So again, it's one of those services. If you're a carer and you want some support for caring, doesn't matter what the cared for person's condition is, whether that's dementia, autism or mental health, whatever it is, as a carer you can access support through the Thurrock carer service, which is one of the services that we deliver here. So there's, it's there to support individuals and their family as well, which is really good. And we have a suicide prevention training program, which is an online, so you just go on to a website, Let's Talk About Suicide. It's about a 20 to 30 minute short training course, and it just is useful for anybody that's in the community, because you never know when you're going to make a difference to someone's life and spot that sign that someone's struggling. So highly recommend that people do that training as well.
I think I'm going to
so
give that one a go. And there's a lot that you actually do that a lot of people don't realise that you do, and a lot of care. And not only while you're in your care, but afterwards you get help as well, which is a good thing.
Yeah.
I think it's a very positive thing, because a lot of people think, right, now I'm done with mine, now what's going to happen to me afterwards?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like services, like the NHS services that I've used, you sort of, once they've finished their set group of things they're going to do with you, then that's it, you're signed off. Then where do you go then? I mean, mine's more of a keeps you in
so
the loop.
It can be keep you in the loop. You know, we say to people, if you'd like to sign up to receive our email bulletin, you know, you might not be using our services at the time, but then you might slip back. And actually, if you're just getting our email bulletin, you can think you can come back to us. You know, it's like, oh, I forgot about them. They still deliver that service. I feel I need to be in with people. I need to, you know, have some wellbeing activities. I need to go to a recovery college course, or you know, there's help if you're looking for work. You know, I need some support there. I want to get back into work, and you just need some help with that. So it might not even be the service that you had originally. It's about using another one of our services. So whole range of things that's on offer. So you know, people don't always realise that all this is there for them.
Well, I didn't.
No,
that's what I said when I first came out. I didn't realise that what you were saying, you're sort of all independent franchises to the Big Mind, you know, the Big Mind charity itself, and how much you need help yourselves and funding, etc. So
we're really appreciative for anyone that helps to support us, whether that is financially is obviously welcome, but just helping us get the word out there, you know, to say that people know what to do when they're in crisis.
So by crisis, you mean like at your wit's end with your mental health?
Don't know where else to go. I feel that I'm at risk of taking my own life. I feel that I just don't know which way to turn. I'm just, like I say, at my wit's end. And you know, some people for their wit's end will make them feel like they want to take their own life, and other people just at their wit's end and just don't know what to do. They just don't know what next, and that's when people are in crisis. So
okay, so that's the best advice there then is to immediately phone 111 option 2 and get through to a crisis team straight away.
And that will literally, they'll do like a triage over the phone with you. And they will offer you more support, because they might just be, that's it, you've had that conversation, they've managed to de-escalate it and you don't want to go any further, but if they say they will offer you support and they say yes, and then you come through to the crisis team, which is staffed by our staff, and that is right across Essex as well. We work very closely, although we've got, you know, I said there's about 120 to 125 mines across the country.
So these are like, I've been to lots of different places, and there's a mine, you walk down the high street and there'll be a mine centre there. So pretty much wherever you are in the UK, you can get access to mine.
By mind. And there's 5 in Essex, there's 5 local mines in Essex, and we do as mines in Essex work quite collaboratively together. So like the crisis 111 option 2, you know, that's for Essex, and you will come through to a crisis centre, and we have the crisis centre as part of our service that covers this part of Essex. But you know, if you're West Essex or South End sort of way, you'll go through to another crisis team. There's crisis support across Essex.
I mean, no matter what county you're in the UK, there's something.
There's something. So and everywhere's slightly different. So, but you know, we want to make sure that, you know, some of our funding comes through health services, and because health services will be delivered across Essex, it means that we're working collaboratively to tie in with the health services boundaries as well. So and it makes sense because there's economies of scale as well when we're delivering services across Essex, so sometimes that makes sense as well.
Well, I was going to ask what the funds were going to go to, but I think you just answered it. There's so much. It's such a broad spectrum of places that you could go to.
Yeah, there is. I mean, you know, some services are commissioned and they're fully funded, but something like our wellbeing activities, for example, the staffing's paid for. We've got our staff, but actually they want to go out for the day, or they want to just do arts and crafts. It's like today we've done Christmas wreath making. Well, that costs about £10 per thing, just by the time we've bought all the baubles and, you know, the actual wreaths and the wire. So, you know, that costs money. So it's like those extra bits are what we sometimes don't always have the money for. And service users are fantastic. And if we say, you know, we're meeting in the park, you need to buy your own teas and coffees today, they'll buy their own teas and coffees, you know. So
because you've got to be, as we was talking about earlier on, everyone involved in mind are a caring person. You know, everyone here are voluntary, and they all come to this charity because they're caring people and they want to make a difference and help people with their mental health problems.
Yeah.
Unlike other places where it's more of a vocational job, and they're sort of doing it for money and doing it because it's a job.
Yeah.
It's a completely different. That's how I've seen it today, even though I've only been here.
Yeah. Although I will say, we do have paid staff.
Yeah.
I'm a paid member of staff, but we try. You know, I think a lot of people, and that's charities across the board really, a lot of people are in charities because that's where they want to work and they want to feel they've made a difference. And, you know, the amount of job satisfaction you get going home knowing that during your day you've made a difference to
100%.
somebody. So.
And that's the same as any NHS nurse. You actually say, this is what I try to tell people, you actually save people's lives. Mental health is a big problem in the UK now, isn't it? So.
And we have sort of service users that say, you know, if it wasn't for you or whoever, you know, one of them, I wouldn't be here today because you just spent that 5 minutes talking to me. And it might not have even been that person's job, it might have been our admin manager or somebody. They just spent 5 minutes of their time making them a cup of tea, making sure someone was alright, and made all the difference to them. So 100%. We hear that story quite a bit. And
that, I think, in today's society, we also was talking about earlier on, the lack of community in a lot of places is very detrimental to people's mental health, and people don't think now in like a social media society it's too easy to go on a tappy and say something horrible, which could ultimately someone might be having a terrible day, and that's a trigger mechanism, and that could actually trigger a really bad depressive sort of slide, or even ultimately something even worse. You know, so this is, you do a lot of help for a lot of different people.
Yeah, and
across
it's
society.
just like saying, checking in with people, you know, if we don't see someone at our group and we haven't seen them for 2 or 3 weeks, maybe, you know, or they've not said I'm going on holiday, we pick the phone up. Oh, we haven't seen you. How are you doing? Just making sure they're okay, really. So, and it's just about bring people together, and even when they've finished our services, we want to make sure they've got something in the community they're accessing, so they maintain that social network, because that's so crucial for good mental health, is actually just knowing there's people around you and you've got that pattern. So we want to make sure that's out there for people.
Because as you were saying earlier, it's like a routine type thing. This is one of the questions I wanted to ask, was like life after mind, if you know what I mean. But obviously you said that you've got all these sort of community projects going on that you try to fit people into, because you've got to continue with a routine, otherwise it's too easy to sit indoors, switch the telly on and let yourself slide again. You're back to square one, and then you've got to climb out of that pit again.
We want things for people to look forward to, so you know, whether that's we help people within our group, they might have formed a group of friends but they don't quite, that's my Monday routine and I go there, but actually there's nothing to stop you changing your routine and going somewhere different on a Monday, still with the same group of people, so you're still with your friends, but rather than coming to our service, you meet in the local cafe and you support each other, and that, you know, how people support each other is really crucial, really.
Fantastic.
So
well, there you go. Now you know sort of all about mind. Is there anything else you'd think of to add?
No, I think that's,
you know, pretty well.
What I'd say is have a look at our website, because services change, you know, you know, so we talk about sort of what we have. We've got particular things for young adults, so 18 to 25 bracket, rather than just our more general service. We have things that, some things are referred only by your GPs, but it's clear on the website, the service is there, but you need a GP referral. Some things you can pick up the phone and, you know, you can access our services. So have a look on our website is probably the best thing, really.
Fantastic. And I'll leave all the links below, and the 111 telephone number, option 2, and all the links to Mind in the information below this video. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Michaela. It's a real pleasure. I've had a real good insight into how
that's good.
Mind works, and you're all lovely ladies.
Oh,
very nice, and I've had such a lovely time.
There's about, in total, there's about 120 staff. So
just within Mind in
Thurrock and Brentwood.
Wow.
So there's probably,
because you've got quite a big centre here, haven't you? You've got this bit here, there's another...
So there's, and actually there's one, but it doesn't matter too much. We've got 2 houses,
Right.
which are occupied with tenants that have mental health.
Oh,
so it's
wow.
only semi-supported, so we're not around 24/7 for people, which I didn't say, but it doesn't matter.
That's all right, isn't it?
It's on the website. And so there's 2 houses, one on either side of the road. So we've got 15 in total. So it's an HMO, both of them. That's shared accommodation, house and multiple occupation.
Right, okay. So they all get their individual rooms.
So they have their own rooms. Some are en suite, some have shared facilities.
Oh, wow.
Some have like shared bathroom, but they here sort of probably we say.
So would these people be people in like a severe crisis situation?
Probably not quite. They've probably been there,
right?
And they need
a bit of time.
But housing is often an issue that's caused them to have mental health.
Right,
so,
understood,
yeah. So there's that. So there's 2 houses. Behind the house, that's where the crisis sanctuary is based, and then behind that is where our gardening activity takes place. Behind this building, we've got a log cabin.
I see that, yeah.
And that's a that we do our wellbeing, but also counselling goes on in there, so it's like a multi-purpose. Behind that, there's just a bit of open wasteland that used to be more gardening, but it wasn't being used, so we've dismantled it, and we want to make a wellbeing garden there. So actually, funding. That's a big thing, funding. I'll tell you. So, and then we've got a place in the town centre. We've got an office in the town centre. So if anyone wants to support, they can just go in the town centre and just drop in the town centre and pick up some leaflets or talk to a member of staff.
I've got a little stack of
leaflets. You've got a stack of leaflets, and then we've got an office in Great Whalley in Brentwood.
Okay.
And again, that's. People can, if they need, they could just go in there. We do a lot of wellbeing activities over there. There's like a couple of offices. There's this bit more open plan. So there's like 2 offices and then big open space. So we do activities in there as well.
So there's loads of different places you can go to.
Different places.
So what I'm trying to get to, is you're never alone. There's always someone you can talk to, and you can never let it get that bad to where you need the crisis team, but it's there if you need it. It's what you're saying. So that's where your funds are going to, and that's going to be everything from this YouTube channel. All your donations, a few of you have made kind donations through PayPal. Thanks very much for that. Stick it through as a payment to friends and family, and I don't get PayPal, take a little lump off the top of it. That would be lovely. And all your super thanks as well. They all go down really well. Thank you so much, and that's going to help. So I've got another probably 6 months, and that'll be my first year worth of funding. And it shows everything on YouTube, on my analytics, and I'll take a screenshot of that up, and you'll all see exactly what comes from where and exactly how much I'll be giving to Mind at the end of it. But it's all thanks to you for watching.
And thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. It's been a pleasure. Really nice to meet you.
It's been lovely to meet you.
Yeah, thanks for my cup of tea.
That's all right. You're more than welcome.
Lovely. So yeah, I'll probably definitely be coming down again and maybe doing a bit of volunteering.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing, guys. If you want to volunteer, they're always looking for volunteers. So if you've been in this position before, as many of us have, and you can see you haven't got to have any sort of qualifications in working with mental health and stuff like that. If you've lived it, that's also a life qualification, and that goes down fantastically. It takes one to know one, and if you've been there, generally you're a big asset, because you know exactly what someone's going through. They can't say to you, well, you don't know what I'm talking about, you don't know how I'm feeling, because you do. And that reassures someone so much, and I can speak for experience with that one. So get yourselves down to your local Mind Centre and do a bit of volunteering. There we go. Anyway,
thank you.
Thanks, darling. Lovely to meet you.
you.
Thanks for doing that interview for us.
That's all right. No,
it weren't that painful, was it?
No, it's all right. Can you do a bit of hair brushing?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's big fine. I need that on me, mate, not you. Right. Thanks, guys. Right. So there you go. That's what Mind's all about. As I said, you don't have to get medically referred there. You can just phone them up, or phone 111 option 2 if you feel like you're in a crisis situation and you just don't know where to go. and they will fast track you into the NHS system, and you can get access to Mind and all their facilities. As I say, there's such lovely caring people there. Everyone I met, they was all, hello, how are you, very friendly, do you want a cup of tea? You know, that's exactly what you want when you're having a bit of a bad time of it. This time of year can be very, very difficult for people with mental health problems, and it can also trigger it off, and it can also cause it. Christmas time is a time for joy and happiness and partying and all this sort of stuff, but for many, many people, including myself over the years, it can be a terrible time and a very depressing time, and it can really push you under with things like financial strain and just seeing everyone else having a great time because you've got mental health problems, you've got poor mental health, and you're not feeling very good because of the short days and the cold weather and all this sort of stuff. It can really push you under. So you need to realise that you are never alone. There's always someone there that can help you to get you back on track, to lift you up and make you enjoy life again. Get yourself some hobbies, get yourself out, get nature on your side. Watch my videos. I do lots of nature stuff, lots of travel stuff, and hopefully things like that will give you a bit of a lift. It only takes a little bit of a lift and then you start getting back up. But it's never that bad where you have to do something that everyone around you will feel for eternity. Okay? You must look after yourselves. My email is in the About section in my main page on YouTube. If you ever need to chat to someone, whack me an email. If you feel silly contacting the authorities or any of these other companies, charities, etc., whack me an email and I'll chat to you day or night, okay? It's very, very important. We all need to stick together. Anyone with poor mental health, if you know someone with poor mental health, be kind. Stick your arm around them, give them a cuddle. That's all some people need. Let them vent, let them cry, let them scream and shout at you. But just be understanding, and always remember, just mind what you say, and be mindful of how you are with other people, because you don't know what bad day other people are having. What's the saying? Don't ever judge anyone unless you've walked a mile in their shoes. You never know what someone's going through. And I'm always very mindful of how I speak to people and what I type on the internet. Okay? Anyway, I hope that gives you a bit of an incitement into where the funds are going for this year. I'm estimating probably, I don't know, maybe around about £1,000. And all of which will be going to Mind, because that's really opened my eyes today. They help so many people. And kudos to the ladies and the gentlemen that work at the charity and the volunteers and everyone else. So, I'm going to leave it there. Have a lovely weekend. Have a lovely week. Have a lovely Christmas and a flipping happy new year to you all. I'll be getting some more videos out soon, so keep your eyes out. I'm away this Sunday. Off on ventures new. I'm sure you'll all see about that. Once I've finished Christmas and got that out of the way, we'll be heading up to Scotland. See if we can get some snow and see what wildlife we can see. So keep watching. I appreciate all your likes, all your subscribes, all your comments and all your shares. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. It really helps me out with the algorithms. Give us a thumbs up on this video. And if you know anyone that might need any help or might need to watch this video, if you think it would help, please share it to them. Just whack it on a WhatsApp message and go, have a look at this. This is what you can do to help yourself. Or if you need to volunteer for something, if you've got some spare time on your hands, get down there and give them a hand. They're all lovely people and you really enjoy it, trust me. Anyway, as always, you take care, stay sane. Now you know why I say it. Look after yourselves and journey well. Catch you on the next one. Bye.